I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA Review. Today is February 18, Wednesday, 2026. Hope you had a good day today. So after yesterday's 50-minute video, I was starting to wheeze and couldn't even breathe. It was crazy. So I talk kind of fast, and I'm going to try to slow down, but I want to make these videos, but I mean, my health is like, I don't know if I can keep doing it. So that's why I'm stepping back from doing a lot of things like showing the trades and doing this and doing that. I'm going to try to make it short, but there's a lot to talk about. But yesterday at this mark, I think I even talked about it earlier in this video, but at this mark, for sure, I was talking about, do we want to come back up here? I pulled back this old video that I made on the 13th. So yesterday I made this video, and then it was referencing back to the 13th. Today's the 18th. But and I just pulled this back up and said, did we want to come back into this breakout area here? At the time, I don't know why I didn't show it on this time frame or on this screen, but I did talk about it, which if you recall, I talked about this imbalance right here in between on this the February 12th. See that? I got it drawn now here. Okay, so I'm going to stick it out all the way just so you can see it. All right, so I talked about that, right? You remember clearly I talked about that yesterday. So I didn't know. Obviously, I was still bearish, but didn't know if they were going to come up in here one more time if we're bearish. But I also said if it comes up here, I don't want it to come up here because you know, it could be bullish from there. But at the same time, this looks like a nice lower high from there, right? So you make the lower low here, you make the lower high up here, finally with the drives up, then you get and I gave some structure yesterday. That's why there's a lot I could mention in this video, but then, you know, this ended up being the possibly finale here. And then this is the lower high. So, again, you know, the high that we made yesterday could have still been that lower high to then fall over in a preferable world of being bearish. That's what you'd want to see. But I also said this possibly that it was a shift. Why? Because it really broke through and then came back, and then we used that first imbalance of yesterday to hold. As you can see in Asia, we held right there. You see this right here, what I'm doing over here? So, but as far as the structure goes, I mean, you know, to keep this simple, this is the possibility of what's happening right now if we're bearish, right? They decided to make it a lot more choppier than I would like, but what are you going to do? Okay. So also, let me just delete that for a second, because that's what's possible. But the daily imbalance, they wanted to come in there one more time. I think this is still in control. This bearish imbalance here from the daily on the 4th. But here we did tag in there, and it's also higher on the breakout area level. You have that low, and then you have listen to this. You have the first imbalance from Monday of last week. So we closed here, and then we opened up, and then we came up into that first imbalance. So the first imbalance is put right there. What do you learn, or what have you noticed about this situation here? Well, what I noticed is that they put this imbalance here to reference. So if the chart is naked, you don't know that there's a first imbalance there, but you do know that there's a low and there's a break through it, right? So what they do, they came up and pretended like this was the final lower high situation, and they were rushing down. In normal cases, they would have came down here, but okay, fine. But they put that first imbalance there from last week. So when we come up to it, everyone still thinks, imagine there's nothing on the chart. They still think that, oh, well, yeah, that's resistance. That's a breakout level. And sure enough, that's how they're creating the structure based off of these algorithmic levels. Now, take a look here. I mean, you can't miss that, dude. Look at the bodies on the 1 hour sitting right there underneath it. They're wicking above it, and they're closed there. Let me go to a smaller time frame. Look at the 15-minute. Notice This is the first imbalance from last week, Monday. Notice the bodies sitting there, right? Everything, there's no bodies on the upper half. Yeah, we come out. That's fine. And then we're dancing around. What levels up here? Oh God, there's so much to talk about, bro. Like, it's a little overwhelming here to me. So you see there's this old week gap there, right? That's the gap from last week, not this week. Last week's Monday. Okay, it's in the gray. It's in the background. See that? That's an all week gap. We're tagging the 50% of it right here twice. These guys, these highs right here, the high of the day. Okay, so I'm going to give you the levels up here first. So this is the daily imbalance right here. Okay, this is the fourth daily bearish imbalance. These are both daily bearish imbalances. Okay, and then I said that we would maybe come up here. So those are the targets. Those are the levels up there, and they actually become targets. And then we have the all week gap that's in this gray. That's it. That's all that's up there. Okay, now check it out. So now I'm going to get into the video. So hold on a second, man. So you'll see here that first imbalance from yesterday. Okay, we got it dragged out. Do you think that's a coincidence? So we pushed above. That's not something you want to see when you're bearish, and we pushed above. I was like, okay, that's fine. It might be a shift, but it would have to. Asia and London, I don't know what Asia and London is doing, obviously, because I'm fucking sleeping, and I'm not a crackhead trading all night. But the point is that it's not like the price came lowered and then it started, doing this underneath. It didn't do that. So I'm getting more information there. What do I get? I get another high. I mean, the shit comes up even higher. So it's like, okay, well, order flow is definitely going up at this moment, right, in time. And then the algorithmic support there, sitting on the old gap that I'm still using. Okay, it's sitting right on top, dude. You cannot deny that. It's like, it's not. You can't. Anyways, maybe a classic buy day where it just opens, just a small wick here, and then the body's up here, and then we're above. We're still dancing around that current week level because it is a lot of uncertainty in the direction and all that, right? So we're going to, as you notice, man, I'm sorry. I don't know why I didn't do it. I'm over here looking to the 15-minute. We're sweeping that again at the 9:30. Anyways, so that's what's down here. We have the yesterday's opening range gap. We're actually using these levels as support. You can see on the top quadrant, we use the top 25% as support. And then also, and that's what's here. So knowing that the average daily range is a possible, what's on my paper here? 450. That's right. So it's 450 average daily range, and the 930 is here. Okay, so you're like, okay, well, at 930 here, you have already made a high at what is this? 960. The low of the day was at 700. So we had 260 points already developed in the range. So if my average daily range is 450, so let's just say another 200 points. Do you see the 200 points up here or down here? Obviously, I thought it was going to come down here initially. But if it doesn't come down here, this is where you're learning here, right? If it doesn't come down here, then where is the other 200 points? Up here, right? So if the low is here, right, 700, we'll just call it 24,700. What's 400 more points? That would be 25,100. Look where 25,100 is. It's right here. Plus the 50, right? I didn't forget about the 50 points. What was the high today? 128. So you're talking 22 points away from making it a perfect 450 points, right? Did you need to nail that? No, but the framework says this, that if it's not going down, it's going up. right? I know that sounds stupid, but if the average daily range is that level that I just discussed, then if it's not pushing down, then can you be a participant if it going up? Yeah. Now that I've narrated this information, I can get into this will make a lot more sense when you're here when I explain it. So that being said, check out I'm doing a projection here on the right here because it's a low, it made a new high, and we break it, clear lower high, comes right into that imbalance of 725. It's also the 725 5 minute imbalance. This is just refined. You see, we tag it here, and then we come into a 101.5, and then by the way, the daily gap. Okay, this is another thing I need to mention before I forget it. The daily open gap is in this red here, purple, or red. Yeah, we'll call it burgundy, right? Or whatever the fuck this color is. And then you have the opening the opening gap of the week. Notice, let me go all the way to the left. No, okay. So is it like the fucking same level? Jesus. No. There you go. Now this is more clear. So the open is the low of the opening gap. The opening of today's gap, the opening of today's gap is exactly the low of the current week gap. Why is that important? Because that's a black hole. Meaning we're going to come attack that. It's going to get attracted. It's going to be like a magnet and get attracted to it. That's what I'm explaining, how the price is retracing back. Okay, fine. Retracing back into what we're talking about. There's a 15-minute imbalance. That's fine. I'm not even going to go into it. Getting this retracement, this 101.5, and there's a 2 to 2.5 here. And then you have that first imbalance from yesterday. All right, we missed that shortly. That's fine. We don't tag back the gap here. That's fine. If I refine this to just the bodies here, you'll probably see this look a lot better. I'm going to say that's the lowest body there. Does that look right? Yeah. Look where the -2 is. See this? So this is a refine. I did this so I know you can see it, me doing it. So that's a -2. We tap that, and pretty nicely, to be honest. 930. Now, and then, okay, before I go into continue, I'm also, well, forget the projection up, but we're down here, and then it's 930. Okay, fuck. All right, 930 shoots down, gets to these areas we discussed. This, I just moved it over. So, and I'm measuring this low to this high for a negative 0.5, not even a 1, just a 0.5, right? Because to me, this was, I put the 0.5 as a general, just because we might not be bullish here, but that 0.5, we might reach up here, and I'm using that as a little bit of confluence as I also measured this low to this high right here, and then you'll see that it comes up. You see 3.5 to 4. So when we're popping up here, you can see that in the 3.5 to 4 is our average daily range height. We're also in the bottom quadrant of that fourth daily imbalance, and we're also tagging that first imbalance of Monday of last week plus that old gap. So it's like can you see that it's drawing right to it, right? All right, fire shit, just so you know, buddy. But anyways, here you'll see that we tag that, get an imbalance there, we tag that, we come down, boom, the finale is happening, but we're bearish. So here's the deal. I need to move back into here. So I did a great job today, or you should do a great job of waiting for the market. It's pretty like sitting there dab in the middle, right? Look at these motherfuckers now. So what's it called? You want to wait 5-10 minutes and let this thing do its thing, because it's up, down, right? I'm so glad I didn't get chopped up into this or tried to get married to selling this here or here. But now that we understand that it's up and down and everything I've mentioned, we still have not hit that daily imbalance that I talked about, and we're up here again, right? So it's either going to do two things here. I know that sounds stupid, go up or down, but it's either going to really, the structure is going to either sell off, right? It's either going to, do this, or let me go back to this. Which one did it do? You see that? See, it's a fulcrum point, pretty much, in a way, right? Where, it's going to swing to the top or to the bottom in this scenario. So right here, you don't know what the hell's going on. You're like, dude, what the fuck? But then you get this. So now you're starting not to have any bodies printed in this area. You see this? See how we came up and we came back. And then it's like, okay, well, do they want to just grab that guy? I want it to be a seller from sweeping this in here, right? This stuff. So this is what I do, okay? So the price shoots up and then it gets to my area because this is a breakout area. And on a 5-minute, there's an imbalance there. And then this could be just a lower high here and then it could sell off. Yes, I understand that's an 830 data high that we had here, right? So we had an 830 data high that was there. And then that was conflicting with being a seller. So I was a little married to it. This is something where we all run into this issue. And if you're noticing that you are married to something and you're like, we're coming down here, we keep talking about it, and everybody else in the world is fucking talking about selling, gotta be very careful. That's why I said what I said yesterday in the video. I was like, well, there's a high chance that we come up here. Okay, so you have to be able to be flexible. If you notice that you're being married to something, you need to stop and say, okay, well, what does it look like going the other way? Ask that question. I actually have that written down on a note card in front of me, literally in front of me, right? Because I know that I used to have this issue all the time, and it's something to be aware of. Because sometimes when the price is moving up and down, you're like, oh, deer in the headlights, right? Anyways, I'm saying all that to say this. So when we push up here, first of all, I wouldn't want the price to be up here to sell. I would want it to have to came down here. But I gave it another chance. I still didn't take a trade yet, though. Notice I'm being very patient up and down. I don't know where it's going. Then I was like, oh, you came to ram them up. Perfect. But in reality, it was a shift of structure to come back up, right? And it's fine. It's fine. I was fucking stuck in the sauce, right? Lost in the sauce, as they say, right? So anyways, I took the trade here and then it comes down. Boom, comes right to the 50 of the opening range gap. I mean, you cannot make that fucking shit up. Do you have that on your chart? If you didn't have this on your chart, you would have not known that they hit that 50 twice. But here's the first imbalance. So the first imbalance is 948. So I'm like, okay, cool. We tag it. I'm like, okay, they're wicks. I want to see it roll over here. It has to roll over here. It fucking did not roll over. What did it do? It popped up this high. And I'm like, oh, fuck me, right? So then I'm saying, okay, I'm probably off sides, but there's one more chance that this can go through. But it has to. This is now talking about the 953. This is where I'm going to teach you how to flip your bias. In this situation, at 953, this candle opens up. I'm still in the trade. I didn't get stopped out or nothing. I got tagged in as soon as we tagged in here. This thing's pushing down. Boom. Well, we're almost hitting the 50%. This candle, 953, turns into a fucking hammer. Okay? It turns into a hammer. That is the last thing you want to see if you're selling. Okay, number one. Number two, right when that happened, I'm flipping the bias. All right, because candle 954, look at it. What does it do? Strong shoots up. That's it. Oops. Over. Literally, when I see this candle bounce and come right back, first of all, this 954, it has to come down. It has to go and close below this low. And the price has to be down here for it to be another chance. That didn't happen. So at this point, okay, well, first of all, this candle, this 952, when it's closing above this inversion like that, that's really strong. You don't want to see the price. It should have already rolled through. Okay, cool. Now that I said that, if you watch price live, this 953 tagged it and came all the way back up. Boom, right there, over with. All right, 954, not surprised, pushes all the way up. Now, how do you get involved here? The issue is that there is no imbalances here until here, and I'm not buying up there, obviously, right? So if you're not already switching bias and pushing buy here, then you get this next candle, 955. The only way you're gonna get into these trades, I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying if you're still trading and you're gonna be in the trade, buying it, these are the only way you're gonna get in. In this case, which is right when it closes, stays empty, another empty. Right when it closes, you have to, that's the only way you can get in. And your stop loss got to be below the candle or at 50%. In this case, that wouldn't have worked well with this candle here. But again, it just came back in there. And then here is a down candle, the 959 candle. We're already expanding at this point, right? And then the 10 o'clock is going to kick in. And the 10 o'clock just expands straight up, right? As you can see it on the 4 hour there. Hopefully you can see that. So another issue I wanted to, before I forget, another issue that I was saying this, and I didn't say it in the video yesterday, is that look at yesterday's candle. Look at the close of it. It's just like the candle I just showed you. That's a reversal candle. And it's a second candle, so of a swing. Right, so the third candle, which would be today, would be most likely a bullish candle because it could have rolled over, sure, after it went up here, yeah, but I mean, it's gonna take a lot for it to do that all on the same day. But that's a reversal candle. You don't want to see this type of candle when you're bearish. That's for sure, right? And that's another reason why I forgot to say in the video yesterday. Imagine 50 minutes of video and I still forget a lot of things, but I don't edit nothing, so. And then we came up here, right? So does candle 4 push up for tomorrow? I think that was just the swing to get up to here and then to roll over for here. It's kind of like, and what I'm trying to say is kind of like the situation of where were we when we had that situation over here? I can't remember. Where is it? It's over this one. See this guy right here? See this? We had this swing high right here, and then this next candle came down. Well, we ended up pushing back up. But the third candle, that's 1, 2, and 3. The candle 3 was a bearish day. Notice how it's a wick, and then it shot back up right there, right? Yeah, it came back down. But the point is, I'm just talking in general that this candle 3 was going to be of the swing a bullish candle. Now, does the next one roll over? Okay, I'm talking too much or I'm moving forward too much. But the point of me saying all that is I wanted to say so I don't forget it. But anyways, that's the only way you can get in. And then you have this down candle here. And you can see that 959 gets printed down candle. 10 o'clock pushes up. 10:01 dips and it wicks right into. We're actually laying on that shit now. It's just funny. It lays right there. See that? That's another entry method. But I mean, someone could say you're chasing price at this point. In my opinion, that's true, but you're also following price, right? We also understand algorithmically where it's possibly to lead to, and we knew that the day before. So to make a long story fucking short, if you weren't going to be selling and your bias was wrong, but we still understood that the bias could possibly come up into the area that we talked about. I said it, the trifecta, the liquidity, imbalance, and breakout level. I said that clearly yesterday, right? Right. We're on the same page, right? So with the projections here, let me zoom out a little bit, man. Of the negative half over here, 2 to 2.5. Obviously, this was the daily imbalance, and then up here you have a negative 3.5 to 4, and then the average daily range points thing that I talked about. So what do? We pushed up, and then here's an imbalance that you can get into. Are you buying up here? No, probably not. But what happens, and you're gonna learn from this day, that when you have a buy sell buy turns into it. So it was like a dump pump profile. So, which is actually my model, which is why I was more irked that I didn't catch it from the bottom, but I was obviously bearish, right? So I didn't see a sell by sell kick in. I was looking to see if this was going to be a pump and then a dump, but there's no follow through here. So this becomes a dump pump or a buy sell, buy. If you look at the structure, okay, if you look at the structure here, we got a shift above that high right there. So let me do it real quick. Like, just look at the price action real quick. All right, that low, that high. That's a higher low. Doesn't take out that low, and that's a higher high. Right there, my friend, you actually have technical. You have order flow. You have direction. You'll see it right there. Bink. Deep retrace. Oh, another push up. Another retrace. Gone. Right? So this is it. Right? I'm just going to say it was higher for a second. So you see that? Shifts above. Shifts above again. So that's why I get a shift above again, and I knew I was playing with fire. So if I'm playing with fire and it fails, it's going the other way. It's fucking going the other way. Period. With everything I just told you about. So, and then look at the bodies. Now sitting on the 25% opening range gap. These details are everything. So you get this imbalance here. And I was about to say before I forget, this is a birdie day. So when it's a buying day and a classic buy day, and if it's going to be shooting off like this, consecutive fucking candles like that, guess what? You expect a birdie day. Unless there's like news, major news, then it won't be as volatile, but it'll technically go in one direction for the day, most part of the day. In this case, how do you get involved? There are only higher lows that are going to be available. So buy 1, buy 2, buy 3, buy 4, and then buy 5 failed. You see that? It's a birdie day. So it turns into, well, the price in a birdie day will generally stay up here. But in this case, it was just a little bit too fucking easy, and we broke out through. Look, where are the breakout levels here? Well, when we bust through right there, that's one level. That high right there, we bust through that too. That high right there, which is the pre-day high, pre-session high, we bust through that level. So 1, 2, 3, fucking real easy. So, and here what they're doing, they're really selling the idea that it's selling. I mean, they made it so easy that it was selling. That's another thing that was very suspect. But anyways, so this becomes a birdie day. It's a higher low. So you if you're going to be involved, which I don't recommend, but if you did, and you see me, if you've watched my videos, you've seen me take these trades all the time where I get out, I get stopped out, and then I get in. I get in on the first imbalance that it dips into in a sort of discount, and then it dips right there, pushes up, retraces back. I don't have to draw the structure, right? This is very obvious that you can see this. Notice that first higher low is now they're locking the price. Okay, and then this is all the same. Okay, it's all the same. Fails here. Boom, right there. See this right here? So this, now you have your first break on this time frame, on the 1 minute. You don't have a break until this. Notice how when you break this lower than there, makes a small lower high. And then guess what, buddy? Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay? So you expect it to curve back. But initially, when you get your first break, I mean, it sucks to want to push sell here. But it is very common. When you got these up candles right there, that's a control of price. Right? So this 125 candle, I'm sorry, I hope you can see this, right? This is a lot of shit on the chart. I'm deleting this shit. Right there, that 125. See, that's that up candle? See how we digged in it right there, and then we digged in it? We took that guy out, just in case you got in early. Then when it came up here, you think you're wrong, but you're still correct, and then it's still resistance, and I'm talking too much, and that's a breakout area that's beautiful. See that? You're not pushing sell until you know that it broke that low. And then I got a projection here. Obviously, here's 2 to 2.5. But let me squinch it. I'm gonna squinch it, so don't fucking freak out. Look at that clean candle of 954 breaking through it. If you don't know it's buying right here, then you'll never know it's buying. Let's put it that way, right? Which is, hey, you hear what I'm saying? Breakout levels, they're coming for it, and they're retracing back in it deep. Notice how we come up to the 50% of that daily imbalance of the one yesterday, and then we pop up, we play around, we hit the 50, we come up to that gap and that first imbalance of last week's Monday, -3. Pay attention. Bouncing around, comes right to the top of the daily gap. Oh, we're also a hair above the old bearish gap. Okay, cool. Bouncing around back to the 50 of this gap. All right, we're playing around here. You can see it, 50. Boom, break underneath it. Boom, come back to this gap. Now we're sitting here at this 50. You notice how it's playing around that 50. You can't make that up, bro. You can't make that shit up. See that? Now it's a resistance. Fucking beautiful, 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 man. Coming out to where? Ultimately, to where you fucking broke out here, buddy. And you thought you was good, right? So, anyways, yeah. And we were sitting at an oversold on the 15-minute and the 5-minute especially. I know I keep forgetting to bring the 5-minute on here. We were on a 5-minute oversold right there. Boom. We sit here, we get the drives up. You got to be patient. You're waiting for lunchtime and the PM session. That's why 1:30 kicks in and it fucking starts dropping. It's hunting all this. That's time involved, and pretty nice there. That's just an extra tidbit. And let me see here. Am I forgetting anything? Becomes an inversion. Becomes an inversion. Becomes an inversion. So that's why I'm still highlighting them. So if you drag it, you'll see that we close right above that. We bounce right on the 955. If I drag this one out right here, you'll see that we bounce right on top of it. Oh, yeah, he's giving us the game. He's giving us the game, baby. Here's another one here. And obviously, bang. 959 bounces on top of that. See, when you're popping up here, this is like you climbing up a mountain, right? So you're using it to climb up. Put your foothold in there, right? As they say. Did that make all sense for everyone here? So there's that. Just fire. Who's gonna give you that play-by-play shit, bro? Who's gonna do it? 32 minutes. Just a 5-minute. So when we were up here and we gapped up for the VIX on the 5-minute, we had some room to come down on the VIX. See that? So this is why I knew that we were going to be probably going up as well, because we have room to come down here. Literally, it's sitting right here, right? So you want to see it come down, and as we're coming down, we're going up, and we've been going up the whole day, Jesus, until you get another higher low here, and it's diverting in a way, but it's just now you're an oversold. Then to pop back up for the overbought, we're coming down while the VIX is pushing up. Beautiful there. Just fucking beautiful there. And dollar not helping. But dollar looking very strong there. We'll see if it wants to pop up even higher, because we've reached some lows here. It's pretty deep in a discount. We've sat and screwed up a lot of people with this, but a little too early. So is this just a bear flag pushing up here as of now for dollar? We'll see, man. We'll see. But who cares? So anyways, higher, well, not who cares, but the thing is like if we're really pushing up, then we'll be in that bearish scenario. If we're coming back down, then we might turn bullish type of thing, right? So we keep that in mind. But we had a higher high here with Nas, okay, already that pushed us down. And then what's it called here? Where is it? So they swept this, then there, not there. Okay, so here it was. I didn't draw it, I just saw it. So right there, you had a lower low here, and then higher lows up here that pushed us up, and then what's it called? We had lower highs here, and higher highs and lower highs right there, and then this was a nice sell-off right here, so we'll just call it highs here. So that divergence right there ended up pushing us down, man. And then move forward. Not what you want to see, but you know, it is higher highs and higher lows, but as you see, that balanced price range is a reversal. You can see, listen to my voice. I sound bearish still, don't I? Right? So you got to watch these things, right? But I still think we are for some reason. But with that reversal, look, we're dipping into it. And then do we sell off? If we sell off, I mean, generally, again, that's the thing though. When you're really bearish, so you would rather have seen this stay empty, right? So if this is the top we're talking about, you'd rather have seen that stay empty. But they came to a breakout area too. So, you know, it's to be determined still. And here's a nice dump pump. Fuck. Right there. See that? Dump and then turn around, pump. And when it pumps, buy, sell, buy. That is my playbook. Those are my models. And it sounds arrogant. No one has said it like that on the internet. You can be, oh, it's not really that, you know, complicating. Makes a new high, makes a new higher low. You get the structure up. Yeah, it's true. It's very true. But, dump pump, same thing. All right, pushing up, higher highs, higher lows. Now this liquidity here, this little run right here, you better shoot the fuck up, because if you don't, we're running for it. And that's just how I'm gonna, you know, say it. I don't know what else I could say. Came all the way back to the 930, buddy. All the way back to the 930. Oh, I'm sorry. What was I? Oh, I got this flipped. I was gonna say what the hell. So all the way to the 930, and which is just beautiful. Oh my god, such a beautiful, beautiful trading day. If you understood price. Yeah, that looks like a reversal. So we swept up here, big response back down on the overbought. Closing like that, not bullish to me. So, but again, we discussed it. And that could be the swing, you know, here, and then we'll come down and then actually Nvidia was also pushing higher. So it helped with us pushing up, I'm assuming, right? And then from here, I would draw a new thing. But again, remember, we came into these areas that we discussed. I discussed that even the day before. So we, you know, retracing back into the breakout area of the fucking, of the measurements that I got here. Dude, like, you can't make that up. So if it's bearish, our next target is this 2.5 to 2, which is ultimately that low and this low. Right? And we came back up into, again, we're in the bottom quadrant of that daily imbalance right there, right? So we're also sitting there and using it as resistance, sorry. And then you want to see that. Notice there's not even any bodies in there. You'll want to see that if you're bearish, number one. Number two, the big quadrant, as you see, I still have highlighted here, right? Do that. Let me do this. Quadrant here. So that 25%, okay, we what's it called? We bounced on it today at the 930. Okay. We bounced on it and we came back up. Doesn't mean we're gonna go to the 50, but what's an eighth? If you divide this 50 and this 25%, where's 50? I'm just literally eyeballing it. So we kind of swept above that imaginary eighth that would be there. And then we're coming back down, I'm assuming, in the range of maybe a little bit of TMI here. So we'll see where we go from here. But on the weekly agenda, so I'm going to forget. Another thing is that when we already took out, before I even started trading at 930, we already took out the previous day's highs. See that? So we already have direction in a sense, right? So I don't expect it to take out those highs and take the lower high and the lower lows either. So with it pushing up and taking out that, it was giving you the direction. Again, I wouldn't have wanted to seen the price go any higher from what we made yesterday. Okay, on yesterday's high, they're only highlighting Monday's high, but if you look at Tuesday's high, I wouldn't have wanted to seen it break above that. Anyway, I wouldn't have wanted to seen that. I would have been like, that's the extremity of a lower high to go lower. But in this case, you know, it can come up into here on that daily higher time frame and efficiency, and target that, and X marks the spot, as I told you all about this shit yesterday. So seasonality wise, we're supposed to go up, but if we're bearish, there's nothing to talk about. You know what? I should have done this. Hold on. Let me move this up here. Type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might get this, right? So you have a swing high here. You have a swing high here. And then to the right of it, you'll have a swing high here. I have no idea where it'll go. I'm just talking if it's bearish. That's it. No other conversation for being bearish, all right? If we're bullish, you know, it has to just keep going up. Higher high, higher low. So that's it, right? Right. So you'll see. So when I wake up in the next day or even at night, I take a look at these two options that I just drew, and I see how I can be a part of it, and I analyze and see what it would look like in my models and what I've already mentioned in this video. And what else? I think I've said enough. Take care. God bless.